Everything in the universe is made up of energy, and we come from a non-physical reality.
So what is past life regression and how does it work?
To understand past life regression, it's really important to understand two important aspects. The first aspect is the aspect of life, and the second aspect is understanding energy. Everything in the universe is made up of energy, and we come from a non-physical reality. When we experience certain incidents in our life and certain experiences that we've not let go, this energy gets trapped in our energy field as a residual energy or an unprocessed energy, and it goes as imprints in our soul. So, past life regression therapy is primarily a process through which we go into a past timeline and space and dimension to release any traumatic memories that have stayed stuck in our energy field that are recurring as some kind of trauma in my current lifetime. I can give you an example. Let's say you're suffering a disease in this lifetime, or maybe you're suffering a relationship trauma in this lifetime, and you don't know why this is happening in your life. So this suffering that you're going through is actually the effect of some cause that you may have put into motion in some lifetime. So through regression therapy process, we take you to that time of creation where that energy got stagnated in your energy field, and we help you release all of those memories so that you could make peace in this lifetime, and this particular problem could actually release from your life. In a short term, past life regression therapy is primarily going into a certain time, space and dimension.
So how did you feel when we came in the morning for the whole experience?
Okay, so I took Dr. Ramon's tips and rules very seriously. So before we got here, she said don't eat before the therapy. So I made sure I had a lot to eat in the morning. So I had a big breakfast. I had my basic avocado toast, and then I came to the office. Then I saw you, and then you were like, you looked a bit like tired and swollen, and I don't know. Looking at you, I felt a little nervous, and I was like, shit, okay, time is getting closer.
Yeah.
And now, in a few hours, we're going to have to go through this therapy. Am I 100% for it? Not. But Dr. Ramon's words kept me going because she clearly said this, and I was like, okay, it's not going to be a bad experience. She said there won't be any open wounds left after the experience. So I was like, okay, at least I won't leave with any baggage with me. That was something I was a little afraid of, like what if I go through this process and what if I don't feel good after, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, then we had this whole, journey to the place because it was pretty far from where we were. As soon as we got there, whoa.
Yeah.
It was an urban oasis, actually,
Yeah.
from going to where the buildings are and high rises are, and then going to this really pretty farmhouse type of situation.
We have seen that you typically involve a lot of breath work and ice bath in a past life regression session, which we have not seen much around in other sessions. So why do you integrate those, and what are the benefits?
So the first thing we need to understand is when we're going through any traumatic memory of the past, these are unprocessed memories that our brain has stored or our energy field has stored. And the fun thing about our brain is our brain cannot tell the difference between past, present and future. So living a past memory for your brain can be that it's happening in the now, because your brain cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. So when we are reliving these memories and we are actually processing them, there is a possibility that you might get re-traumatized. And the second space is also your nervous system goes through that trauma, and it's like producing the chemicals of the fight and flight or the non-reset state. So integrating past life with ice bath session really helps us put your nervous system at rest, and it resets your nervous system, number one. Number two, one ice bath session can produce almost 250% more dopamine in your brain, and that is that feel-good chemical. So it's also cue to your brain to tell you that, nothing traumatic has happened to you in the now, and you're in a safe space. So it's more like an integrative approach where I marry breathwork and ice bath therapy. The reason why we integrate breathwork in releasing past traumatic memories is because by using breathwork, nobody is the doer here. We surrender to a divine presence, and just breath takes its own course because our soul actually knows what needs to be processed. So with intensive breath work, conscious connected breathing and holotropic breath, we take you into an altered state of consciousness and release any memories that your energy field is ready to release in the now moment. So marrying both of these modalities are very integrative and they leave you very safe.
And then, how was that? How was the morning for you?
I was really anxious about the whole thing and couldn't sleep actually, is why I was swollen in the morning.
Well, that answers that.
So the whole assurance side from her, like the whole assurance thing that she had given us, I think that was really nice, is why I think I was able to go for the whole thing. And another thing, now Ramon, so not just like she has 30 years of experience, but also she learned it from the pioneer himself, Brian Weiss. And I was like, oof. So for people those who don't know, just go and Google him. You would know who he is, right?
Yeah.
And I think first after we met her in the office, we moved into the meditation hall, right?
Where we were gonna actually have the experience.
How did you feel about that?
I mean, at that moment, again, I was a lot of things running through my mind, but also myself telling my mind to be like, okay, Natu, keep it quiet, focus on your intention, and just be. Whatever the experience is, good or bad, happy or sad, take it and, just be, really. And so, we sat down. The whole experience as it started, she, first of all, the whole senses bit, right? Do you want to talk about that? That was something that...
I think it's just very nice, right? So the reason I felt it was when I, felt comfortable around Ramon, I thought it's just so much of her. But later realized it's not just her, but also when she mentions, right? She mentions about how it's really important to make the five senses actually comfortable, right? To actually for your body to feel now, the body can actually let go.
Yeah.
Right. The eyes were done from the moment we walked in.
We saw the place. Check.
Check. And then we had incense sticks. Smell.
Yeah.
Check.
There was the smell of sage and incense sticks.
It was so nice. That was check. Right.
Yeah.
Then we had music.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I need her playlist.
Yes, me too.
Dr. Ramon, if you're watching this, we need your playlist.
That's for sure.
So you also spoke about how certain new theories say there's no concept of time and space. So from that standpoint, then how does past life regression look at reincarnation?
Rebirthing, reincarnation and past life regression are two sides of the same coin. So our soul is traveling through moments it's like moving on a highway and you're at the 100 kilometer, you're at the 200 kilometer, you're at the 300 kilometer. So it's one soul coming back into many lifetimes. Reincarnation definitely in our Hindu tradition, in our Hindu scriptures, and also the concept of karma really affirms the presence of reincarnation, because when I understand from a quantum physics perspective, right from the time of Big Bang, we came into this time space and this matrix to express ourselves as every expression that is. So when we leave that expression unfulfilled, it's important we come back again into that same story or that same blueprint. Life is a school and we come here to learn. We come on earth to learn certain lessons. When these lessons are not learned, then we got to come back and reincarnate again with the same traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, because we come from you know, you have your own set of experiences. I come from like my own set of experiences, right? First, I won't lie, but like I was like, you know, how does this happen, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you would have different intentions, I would have different intentions that I need to work around, right?
Like, how would she cater for two?
Yeah. I really liked what she mentions, right? So it's actually why we do this is to actually activate our root chakra.
Yeah.
So why root chakra is because mostly our traumas,
Our energy is bad energy.
yes, it's all stored there, right? So we
Yeah.
need to actually release that in order to get into this whole experience. Yes.
Yeah.
I think for me that really worked. Like especially people those who don't get the woo
We're
thing.
skeptics. Yeah. And she just told us, I remember her words very clearly. She was like, just surrender.
Yeah.
And she said it multiple times, and she put her hand or palm, whatever, like on my lower abdomen, and she just held it for a while. I'm not sure, I should have asked, but I'm not sure what it signified, but it kind of made me feel like, okay, she's around. If anything, like I can. And then I think even through that process, she was like, I'm the observer, connect this gold thread or something like that, or yellow thread, and know that I'm there.
And that's where both of them integrate.
So how does past life regression over time heal one's wounds and past life wounds and anxiety, traumas, maybe recurring patterns that people have been seeing in their lives? How does it heal it over time?
So it's very important to establish one fact. Like I told you, your brain cannot tell the difference between past, present, future, and neither is there in the universe. So past life could mean anything that happened in your early childhood. Past life could mean anything that happened when you were in your mother's womb, or it could mean any lifetimes from previous births. Really, when you understand this, all these traumatic, unprocessed emotions and memories are like bundle of unprocessed residual energy that's bubbling. These memories are like roots, and our roots create our fruits. So these memories are then producing the feeling or the chemicals that are becoming our thoughts, that are becoming our feelings, and when they become too much to process for our nervous system, it manifests as anxiety, as fear, as our negative beliefs. However, going through a regressive modality or a therapy definitely unlocks a lot of potential energy, because that energy was trapped as dark matter and was unused, and it was causing destruction. So the same energy now we process it and we put it back into motion so that you could use it as potential energy to manifest your future. So yes, I feel it's very important to establish that connect deep at the soul level.